Okay, friends and subscribers, this is just, these images are an introduction into my next series of videos. Thanks to the Worldwide Telescope, I've actually managed to find multiple planets, and I mean multiple planets. The first current images are within the Pleiades system. So all the talk about the Pleiadians may actually be right. Now, this is one of those bug creatures I spoke of in my Mystery of Heaven video. These are next to the Pleiades system. They look to be, to me, to be stars within these objects. And basically these are multiple things appearing everywhere. You can see all those little orange dots. They are those little stars. Now, there's one of those space-type dragons or space snakes that I've seen, a craft that I've spotted. I've just put all these things together, and there's a couple of planets that are visible. They are planets and asteroids, I think. I'm pretty sure they're asteroids as well. Again, planets and asteroids. As you can see, the Pleiades system is quite intense in planetoids, as has been said by everybody that has so-calledly spoken to the Pleiadians. So they could actually been right. So I always thought it was a bit of a crock, but no longer after seeing these images. Now, the next series of images, that one there, as you can see, I thought these images in Google Earth were cut off now, and I saw these things, but they weren't as clear. The Worldwide Telescope is much clearer, and to me, these are stars. They can't be anything else. And they are physically using these wormhole type things, and these things are using them as well. Now, that one I don't know what it is. I've been trying to work it out. That was in a star field, but I think it was an atmosphere around a star. Now, that's a star that I found. A planet, sorry. You can see that little dot at the top. That's a planet around a star. That is one of those space snakes or alien dragons or whatever you want to call them. This is a coronal mass dump as the star moves. Now, some of these images basically all choppy, but this is just a series of images that I collected in a matter of 20 minutes. That's a star dropping a coronal mass. Now, if you look at those cuts through the thing, now notice that coloration difference here in that image. I'm going to talk about this in great detail in some of the other images, but this is all an introduction. I don't know whether that's a NASA cover-up or a ship. I think it's a ship. Now, there's just, again, these coronal masses, planets. Oh, this is just absolutely amazing what I found. This is just a quick talk through it. I'm going to be talking more in regard to the space snakes. Now, that one, I don't know what it is, but it's real weird. Again, more planets. They found that one in a nebula, which was quite a bit of a difference. Those red things, I'm unsure what they are, but I'm going to be studying those in my next series of videos. Because I seem to be finding quite a large deal of those red objects. So that's something else I'm going to be discussing in my next series of videos. That one I can't tell is whether it's a craft within the nebula or whether it's a planet. And just basically showing you how these planets and stars are moving in conjunction with each other and doing a coronal mass dump, showing that they move with each other. Again, just more planets around stars. I found these planets in a period of 20 to 30 minutes. I found over 50 planets around stars. So all this crap that NASA can't find them, that's a planet with an atmosphere in a star area. And you can see these planets, visibly see them, but just looking at them. And NASA's telling everybody that they can't find them. So I'm going to be discussing those in greater detail. And again, there's another coronal mass dump of a star moving. Again, another planet. Now, that's that same one where the coronal mass dump was. Those planets are still with its star. So they're being dragged along like we did in early this year when the earthquakes happened. Because there is actually a coronal mass dump that I've found, and I've got copies of it. Another planet. Now, I'm going to be discussing these planets in greater details. I'm going to be discussing these wormholes. Like, I believe these to be a form of transportation for these objects or stars, whatever they are. And that's what a star really looks like. It's got a square centre. And that's what we see on the outside. We see that outside mass. And our stars do move. And they use these objects, these trails, and you can see there's multiple things. Now I'm going to be putting SOHO images against. Now that one is quite weird. Now I'm going to discuss that as well. That one's quite image. Now I don't know whether that's a cover-up or whether that's just something weird in space. Again, a double coronal mass ejection from 2 stars. Proof of moving stars. Again, proof that our stars are not round. Basically, again, more planets. So, as you can see, now this one looks to be a bit of a leftover wormhole, or it's been shot out of a wormhole. Again, more planets. But I'm going to be discussing these in greater detail and slow the images down, and as I said in the series, this is just an introduction into the next series of videos. All these images are courtesy of the Worldwide Telescope setup, where you can even connect your telescope to it and it will take you to these objects and you can pick them up with your own telescope. I believe it's one of the best things that I've ever found. Now, there's more of these things that are travelling along these wormhole type things. And again, there's 2, you think there's 2, you think that's the same image. Not the same image. The next one, again, not the same image. It's, as you can see, there's multiples. And I'm going to be discussing them in much greater detail. Now that's a star moving. It's not a comet, it's a star. There's proof the stars move. This one, I believe it's got something to do with one of those stars. Again, look at that. That's one similar to one of those UFO fleets that I spot in my videos. Again, one of those spacey snakes that I've been finding all over the moon. Now this is proof that our star is mechanical. Have a look at those beams. Now, this one again, very interesting. This next series of images you'll see, oh no, it must be a bit further up. But the thing is, these are all within the different concepts of what I have spoken about in all my other videos. Now that ring has actually got me. That one's a weird one. Again, another planet. So you can see the next series is going to be hopefully exciting for everybody. Because I've also spotted some UFOs. I've kept those ones aside for one of the other videos. But just in the matter to moving stars and planets around stars, all the crap and hot and hype that NASA can't find planets. Well, look at this, guys. I've found planets. I found them in nebulas. This one's in a nebula. The next one's in a nebula. The next one's in a nebula. And they're actually not the same one. That one and that one are not the same planet. They're different planets. The next image you'll see, there's the 2 planets. Sorry, it must be the next one. I might have forgotten to save a few, but I've saved them. I do have them, but they will appear all in the main video. This is just a quick review of some of the images that I'm going to be discussing. Now, look at all these planets. They all have that coronal mass around them. This is within the Pleiades system. Now, you'll see these planets. This is just a revamp of all those images you had just looked at with a bit more discussion on some of the images. But the Pleiades ones, have a look at them. They're quite unusual. The fact that these things are actually appearing within the Pleiades system. And these things are right next to the Pleiades system, whether they are spaceships or whether they are stars. Because that same mass is what looks to be what comes out of a star. You can see the cross pattern, everything. Now these are moving masses that you do see within those SOHO images, which, as I said, I'm going to be putting together so that people can see them. I'm going to be putting these images with the alien dragons on the moon videos and looking at some of the images, looking at the similarities between them. There's again another space dragon or space snake, whatever you want to call them. They're within the Pleiades system, so they're not just common to our moon, they are common throughout the universe. And basically, the Worldwide Telescope unfortunately does not have the deep space imagery yet from NASA. I hope to God they do buy that deep space imagery from NASA, but I think NASA would be too scared with the fact that some of these stars, there's even more evidence of them moving. Google Earth bought it, so I'm pretty sure Worldwide Telescope will buy the deep space imagery. Now, in the Google Earth ones, I thought they were chopped off, but as you can see, there's like a bubble end to it. And these are absolutely incredible, folks, these images. I cannot believe what I've found. The Worldwide Telescope is actually a lot. Some of the images of the closer objects are a lot more detailed, so you can tell whether they're closer, whether they're further away. Now this one, as I said, it looks like a planet in some kind of atmosphere. Again, another planet in a star, around a star. So, as I said, all the crap tap around about NASA saying they cannot find planets without the wobble is a load of rubbish. They can see them through the telescope, the existing telescopes they have right at this moment. They can see these objects, and they can see them quite clearly. And that NASA, in the Google Earth, because I don't know why Google Earth has got something in regards to covering all this crap up, Microsoft has been a lot freer at giving this information out. But again, that faded image and the colour image to the side of it, that is actually, I believe, is some kind of craft, and that's some kind of craft. Because within these images, certain things are happening, and when I put all the images together with all the different subjects, you'll see what I'm talking about. I believe that one is a planet as well, within a that one was a nebula. Again, one of the space snakes that I've been talking about, that I've been seeing on the moon. As I said, I don't know what that one is, but to me, I think it could be a ship of some description. Again, that one, I think that little red one there may be a ship, and those red things that I've been seeing are maybe ships, some of them, because they tend to have just that, as if they're absorbing the colouring of the nebula. It could be some kind of camouflaging, i.e. like those other ships that I said. But it's going to be, hopefully, an exciting series, rather than just all the Soho images. It'll be a mixture of what I'm gathering from, what I have gathered from Google, what I've gathered from World Telescope, what I've gathered from Soho, inputting all the data together so that all you guys can actually see that you've been lied to something shocking, right? Because there are planets out there and they're easily visible to them with the current technology we have. This is crap that they can't see them. You can tell that one was a planet. You can see these dark objects around it. You can see shadows within those ones, like when I talk about those light ships, how they travel in threes. You're seeing those travelling around. Another coronal mass dump. The coronal mass dumps are going to be fairly important in one of the videos in regard to the spies that are coming from these stars, because they are extremely important. The coronal mass dumps will show that those spires are physical. They're not just visible. When we see a sundog reflection on Earth, it's actually, the camera is picking up a reflection of the actual sundog or spire, whatever you want to call them. These bug objects, now that I have a better visibility of these objects compared to the Google Earth ones, these are much clearer, and I do believe them to be thermal in origin. I mean thermal. And again, I believe these to be safe passages for these things to travel on. Again, this one is quite cunning. I believe that's a hidden ship. It's propelling a hidden ship. That one I don't know. As I said, again, the double coronal mass dump is going to be something. It's proof that our stars move, and move together in conjunction with each other, like our star does. Again, planets. There's just so much stuff out there. As I said, I found all this stuff in about half an hour. The Microsoft Worldwide Telescope, folks, I'll tell you now, is the short-range imagery. It's the best, but unfortunately, it's still yet to get the deep space imagery that the Google Earth has already got. But as I said, hopefully they do get it, and I'm praying to God they do. Now, notice those spires are in different directions. That is not a trick of the camera. Those spires are real. Now, and again, all these different masses are all different colours. These have something to do with the colourings of our stars. And again, you can see multiple of these things, and they're everywhere. Go to the world. All you've got to do is go to the Worldwide Telescope, go to the sky, and have a look at these things, folks. And if you go and have a look at these things, you'll start producing these videos. And again, proof our stars move. That is a tail behind a star. And we get told they're comets. They're not comets. They're bloody stars moving, most of them. And that is a fleet of objects. Again, look at that. That is not a craft, that to me looks like a life form. That is proof that our stars are mechanical. And again, that little one's a hint to one of the certain videos, because I believe I found a hidden, cloaked craft with jets propelling itself. Again, coronal mass dumps are fairly important to the proof of the stars moving. And again, I'm doing some more research into this ring, seeing if I can find any more of them. The amount of planets I found, folks, are just absolutely amazing. And that's the internal of that is the real shape of our sun. Right, all the stars have that same shape, right? And I found NASA images where they've gone in and looked at it fairly well that actually prove that that shape inside those coronal mass dumps is the actual true shape of a star. And basically, there is something about them. There is something that's being hidden and held back from us. And even I have trouble finding out the information. I have to find most of it myself, as you all know. And the thing is, wherever I can find them, I'll bring you the truth. And as you can see by these last couple of images, there are planets out there, folks. This is Anthony Avery once again with the truth, and more coming at you.